latecomers to the chat room want to know where and when you're performing.
For the bash, or just in general?
No, in general. You just said your season ended, but are you performing anywhere?
Since the season just ended, we're looking to rebuild our numbers because our troupe functions the best when we have 6 to 8 members. And currently we have 6, but it may only be 5 because our season technically ends in about a week, and I don't know who's renewing their contracts currently. But once we do that, then it takes us about 2 months to get everybody up to speed on most of our routines because we have, what, 18 routines that we rotate?
We have almost 18. There's 17
Wow.
definitely, and one we're still in the works.
Yeah, we rotate our routines, and they vary from being duets to 12 girl numbers, depending on what it is. So it takes about 2 months to kind of get everybody at least halfway up to speed, assuming they come to rehearsal every week. And then we start planning stuff. We're hoping to do a show for Halloween in either late September or early October, and it'll most likely be in the Brea area.
Great.
Depends on the theater that we can negotiate, because we're hoping that there's a bunch of people who are wanting to come and get a bigger theater.
Well, hopefully you guys can keep us updated so we can promote it out to
Totally. We'll send you
the
Facebooks.
folks that we talk to. Yes.
What kind of music do you dance to?
We actually
all sorts.
we
No.
The Humpty Dance. That's my favorite.
No, we are a mix of classic burlesque and what they call neo burlesque. I'm not very good at commitment, so I like to just try everything. I like variety shows. One of my favorite things was watching reruns of the old variety shows with my grandma when I was a kid. So I really like the idea of one person being a singer and one person being a dancer and one person being the lion tamer and one person doing lots of different things. So we are very much true to the sense of variety show vaudeville. So all of our stuff is different. Nothing is ever the same. We may have a theme that runs through all of the music, but some of the songs that we've danced to in the past have been new age, like Love Game, Lady Gaga. We've performed to that many times. We've performed to Why Don't You Do Right, if you're familiar with Jessica Rabbit's solo and you've heard Roger Rabbit, that song.
Nice.
One of my old dancers was an amazing vocalist, and she did a fan dance and sang that song at the same time. It was really beautiful. I do show tunes. Personally, I like doing chair dances to show tunes, so the one that I'm the most famous for, if you're looking us up on YouTube, is When You're Good to Mama from Chicago.
It's a good song.
We do a really intense chair dance to that if anybody wants to join our troupe, you will learn it, and it is the hardest routine. If you have any core work that you need to do, that is the routine that will help you with it. And we also do a lot of different topics in our stuff, because we like to touch everything, kind of like here, you guys touch a lot of sexual topics. Since ours is a sexually energized show, everything's a different kind of sex topic. How would you describe some of the different pieces?
Well, we do a dance to Nine Inch Nails song called Closer, and that one is kind of BDSM oriented. I play a dom and I have a sub, and we have some minions that also kind of have a dom and sub role, and that was really entertaining.
Yeah,
we
get requests
have,
for that one a lot.
Yeah. We also have a routine that she and I do together where I play a man and she's the girl, and we dance together.
That's Nasty Naughty Boy by Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
It's that one is a heavily film noir themed. So it's Moloko plays the male detective role, and I play the femme fatale. So and then it's kind of the relationship of him working up the nerve to talk to her, and her just totally shooting him down and manipulating him through the entire song, and then taking her clothes off to make him nervous, and then him kind of pushing back, and then it's a lot of tug of war going on. That it's pretty intense.
It's a very fun song to dance to. My personal solo is to the White Stripes song called The Nurse. I wear a leather nurse costume, PVC, and slowly take it off, which is really fun.
Very slowly, very edge of your seat. Like if you like going to those movies where you really want to know what's going to happen next, that's her solo. Yeah. You're like, yeah, the belt? Yeah. Is she going to take it off?
Yeah. Not
she's
yet.
not.
No,
shoot.
not yet. You're really good. I'll get there. You just have to wait.
Be patient.
Yes. And what else do we do? We also have a really fun number, I Kissed a Girl. That one's kind of, we're all in like 50s party dresses and we undress each other and there's a few kissing each other moments, which is really
Yeah, the whole
really
routine.
fun.
I don't know if you're familiar with the sleepover game Suck and Blow, where you take a card and you pass it from person to person, mouth to mouth, and you have to suck on the card to hold it to your mouth, and then blow it to pass it.
Okay.
It's kind of like one of those spin the bottle kind of deals, so that if you don't suck it hard enough, the card drops and you end up kissing the person next to you. And the whole routine is based on that game.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's really interesting. You can find that one on YouTube also.
Yep.
Not all of our routines are available because I don't release most of them, but you can find a few examples.
If we did, why would you pay to see it?
Exactly. You can't
Just enough out there to tease.
Yeah,
That's right.
if you
That's
give
the
it
whole
away.
idea with
Yeah,
burlesque.
that's
We're
right.
only showing you enough to get you aroused.
yeah, it's true. It's true. If you go on YouTube and you type in Voluptuous Entertainment or Buxom Burlesque, you can find a lot of our videos. If you are curious as to what we do or how we look and what the girls are taking on.
Voluptuous Entertainment or what? Burlesque what?
Buxom.
Buxom burlesque.
B-U-X-O-M.
Buxom Burlesque.
I have a question.
Okay. Yay! Forgot you were over there.
So you guys are going to Las Vegas, and you guys are performing in La Brea at some point. How often do you guys move around, or is it normally just in the LA area?
The original concept was to move for every show. Our first show was in Santa Ana. Our second show, our second big show was in San Diego. And then Vegas will be the next one, and then Brea after that. But we're trying to build our fan base because we realized as we were moving around it was hard to get a lot of people in the area informed as to what we were doing. So we're kind of doing the smaller venues like, what is the one in LA we just did?
The
Monday Night Teas. We just did the Monday Night Teas in March. Yeah, we just performed at the Monday Night Teas there and starting to build a fan base there. And then we're trying to get other local venues that are smaller because right now all the shows that we do are really, really large and they're not super expensive. It's just they're more high end as far as burlesque goes because burlesque shows are usually only $5 or $10 to get in because they're really small. They're at a bar or they're at a really small venue of some kind. And then there's not that many performers, and it's maybe an hour night, so it's a real inexpensive evening. For us, we put on our own shows at big theaters, and we pay other performers to come in as the variety. So we have male performers come in, and then we have singers come in, and a magician that I know has offered to do some sex magic for us, which I really want to see if he can make my bra disappear. It's gotta happen at some point. So our stuff runs more in the $20 to $25 range because it's a 2.5 hour evening at the theater, and it's a real big.
You're doing a whole review.
Yeah, it's as opposed to just a
an hour.
real small, one. Burlesque is actually kind of shrunk as far as it's single performers for the most part. Most burlesque shows that you go to are 1, maybe 2 performers at the very most performing their striptease to whatever the old school burlesque routine it is. Troupes are a lot less common. It's uncommon to have more than 2 persons in a number. It's uncommon to have 3 or 4 girls undressing each other. It's usually undressing yourself. So there's we do a lot of different stuff. We try to incorporate modern, not modern dance, but like modern techniques into revamping burlesque to make it a little bit more exciting than just the single girl holding the attention of the audience. Now, it takes a very special girl to be on stage by herself to hold an audience of 300 people or 400 people, to have them completely focused on what you're doing and just bring in the entire audience to watch you for that 2.5 minutes or that 3 minutes while you're taking your costume off for the entire time. People are ADD these days and they need really exciting things to keep their attention. So performers are really key, and we don't. I would like to say that every performer in the troupe has that capability, but they don't. It's something to work up to. It's a goal. It's something to get to. Moloko is one of the most captivating performers I've ever seen, and she started dancing in September. I have seasoned dancers. They can't do what she does.
Well, I I've just been informed that our tape is running out. I think we have some more questions, so if it's okay, we're going to take a quick break so that we can switch the tape over, and that usually means we have to shut down the camera and everything. So Tim will stay in the chat room with all of you, because I think you can stay in the chat room while the camera's off, I think. And we'll get back to you in just a few minutes, so don't go away, and we'll be back.